I'm Susan Ashbrook, and we are at the Carriage and Western Art Museum here in Santa Barbara County. It is a very special day here today. Everyone is gearing up for the Santa Barbara Days, a tradition that's lasted over 80 years. We're going to see carriages that are in pristine condition, ready for today's parade. Let's go meet Tom Peterson. He's going to give us a VIP tour. Tom, good morning to you. You've been here since 5 a.m.
Well, good morning to you. Yeah, it's a long day for us. This is Fiesta Week in Santa Barbara here, but more importantly, the Carriage and Western Art Museum is what it's all about for me. I've been here for about 15 years, and you know, our collection is quite big. We have a lot of bowling stuff in our collection, a lot of bowling saddles, vests, spurs, and shafts.
Well, behind us we have some very special bridles, and I thought maybe you could point out a couple that we should know about and what makes them special and maybe how you got them.
You bet. Most of the collection came, the bridles and reins and headstalls came from Rancho Tecolote. And Rancho Tecolote was a 1,400-acre ranch up in Winchester Canyon. And Selsby Spalding collected most of the stuff back in the mid-20s, and he died in the early 50s. And then the collection moved to Dos Pueblos Ranch.
And when I'm looking at the bridles, I can see that they're really like a work of art. The craftsmanship, the silver, the detail on the silver. And one gentleman made that, or were there a group that the artisans did the silver, one did the leather? How did they come together?
Well, sometimes, most of the time you'll see bits that are made. Mardueno made bits, but he didn't make silver. So John Fields put the silver on the Mardueno bits.
Okay, great.
And when you see Visalia, these two pieces right here were made by Bolin, but actually Bolin made the silver and Visalia made the bits. And so there weren't any one maker that made the whole deal.
Tell me about the condition when you get some of the bridles and the saddles that we're seeing here. Are they ever in really poor condition and you have to restore them? And what's the process of that, and how do they come to you typically?
Well, typically they come in pretty nice shape before we'll take them in a...
Because you're a museum after all,
yeah,
and you need it to have a certain quality.
You bet. But
right.
We'll bring them in and we'll take Skidmore's. You know, it's a cream that we use on saddles and stuff.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you that because, I mean, a lot of our viewers, maybe they don't have museum quality tack and equipment, but, you know, we'd like to know what museums use to keep their equipment in pristine condition, and how often and what do you use?
Well, you know, and like I say, we use that Skidmore's, and we've been using that probably 15 years before I came here, and that's always been good, and the quality of our leather today is still good.
Now, you mentioned another product that you use to maintain the equipment, and I was really surprised by that, and I happen to have a little jar of it. Do you want to just talk about Renaissance?
Sure. We've been using Renaissance for quite some time now, and it's a book dressing is what it is, and it's used to preserve books, but we use it on the seat of the saddles to kind of rub it in there, and it gives a little luster there, and it kind of preserves it a little bit too. So, Tom, you want to show me Clark Gable's saddle, please? This is it right here. Some of the
gosh.
movie star saddles that we do have in the collection, Clark Gable's and the Cisco Kids. We also have Jimmy Stewart's saddle in the collection today too.
Tom, I'm wearing one of the vests that you have here at the museum, and this is just amazing. In fact, I think my husband should buy it for Christmas for me, but
He should have a little talk with
it might be the mortgage on the house. But can you tell me a little bit about this?
Well, this is a bowling vest, and it was made for Jack Kindler, and Jack Kindler in 1929 opened the 21 Club in New York. And the doors of the 21 Club are down here in the bottom, and it was made for Jack Kindler especially.
I've been to the 21 Club in New York. Actually, it doesn't exist anymore, but as the 21 Club, I think it's a different restaurant. But I remember that the doors were very special. So obviously they were special to him too, and he put them in silver on the vest. It's really quite beautiful. We have one last surprise or special piece in the museum here. I'd like you to tell us a little bit about this, Tom.
Yeah, this is very, very nice. This is Will Rogers' saddle. We have a picture of Will Rogers in front of the Biltmore Hotel in 1931. And this was made for him in Mexico. And this is all made out of silver thread, all made by hand. And it's in this case here, so to kind of preserve it, the hat in the back's made out of wool, so we want to make sure that it stays as nice as it can be.
And he probably was one of the most famous cowboys, so, you know, to have a piece in your museum by him is really special, isn't it?
You bet, and have it in this location too when people come in to be able to see this saddle, and of course all of our other famous saddles that we have in the collection, Jimmy Stewart's and some of the other ones.
Wonderful. Well, I won't keep you because I understand that you have a very busy the rest of the morning preparing for the parade, and we'll catch you later outside as you're hooking up some horses to the carriages.
Well, great. Thank you very much.
All right, Tom. So Tom, I know this is almost showtime for you, busy time, but this particular carriage is a really special carriage, and I'd love to hear just a little story about it.
Yeah, this is an Abbott Down in Yosemite wagon, and they used it for touring Yosemite before the buses and all that kind of thing. So anyway, it sits on thorough braces, and this kind of rocks back and forth and gives a little nicer ride. But it's a really valuable wagon, and it's one of the nicest pieces.
So it's very comfortable.
Very.
And it's been restored? It came to you in this condition?
It came to us in this condition.
Wow.
It came from the Tecolote Ranch, like we had talked about earlier. Salisbury Spalding collected wagons along with all his saddles and his bridles and all those things.
Great. Well, thanks, Tom. I know you're busy.
Thank you very much.
We'll catch you later.